How the Richest Billionaires Made Their Fortune Part 2. Bernard Arnault, the chairman and CEO of LVMH, Louis Vuitton Mode Hennessy, is one of the wealthiest individuals in the world, with a net worth estimated at over $200 billion as of 2023. His fortune is primarily derived from his ownership stake in LVMH, the world's largest luxury goods conglomerate. Arnault's success is rooted in his strategic vision, business acumen, and ability to build and grow some of the most iconic luxury brands in the world. Below is a detailed breakdown of how Bernard Arnault amassed his immense wealth. Background: Bernard Jean-Étienne Arnault was born on March 5, 1949, in Roubaix, France, into a wealthy family. His father, Jean Arnault, ran a successful construction company called Richest. Education: Arnault studied engineering at the prestigious École Polytechnique in Paris, where he developed a strong analytical mindset and business acumen. Family business: After graduating, Arnault joined his father's construction company, gaining valuable experience in management and finance. Sale of Richest. In the early 1980s, Arnault sold the family's construction business for approximately $15 million. Recognizing the declining prospects of the industry, he moved to the US. Arnault moved to the United States, where he became fascinated by the growing consumer culture and the potential of luxury goods. Acquisition of Christian Dior. In 1984, Arnault returned to France and made a bold move by acquiring the near-bankrupt textile group Boussac Saint Frères, which owned the iconic fashion house Christian Dior. This acquisition marked the beginning of Arnault's journey into the luxury goods industry. Building LVMH, the luxury empire. In 1987, Arnault orchestrated the merger of two legendary French companies, Louis Vuitton and Mode Hennessy, forming LVMH. Through a series of strategic maneuvers, Arnault gained control of LVMH, despite opposition from other stakeholders. Arnault transformed LVMH into a global luxury powerhouse by focusing on high-quality craftsmanship, exclusivity, and brand prestige. He expanded the company's portfolio by acquiring other iconic luxury brands, including Givenchy, Loewe, Celine, Fendi, and Kenzo. Christian Dior. 2017, Arnault completed the full acquisition of Christian Dior for $13 billion, consolidating his control over the brand and integrating it into LVMH. Tiffany & Company. 2021, LVMH acquired the American jewelry brand Tiffany & Company for $15.8 billion, marking one of the largest deals in the luxury sector. Other brands. Under Arnault's leadership, LVMH has acquired dozens of luxury brands across categories such as fashion, wine, spirits, watches, and cosmetics. Global reach. Arnault expanded LVMH's presence in emerging markets like China, India, and the Middle East, capitalizing on the growing demand for luxury goods among affluent consumers. Arnault emphasized preserving the heritage and exclusivity of each brand under the LVMH umbrella while modernizing their operations. He appointed visionary creative directors, such as John Galliano at Dior and Marc Jacobs at Louis Vuitton, to revitalize the brands and attract younger audiences. Marketing and innovation. LVMH invested heavily in marketing campaigns, digital platforms, and collaborations with celebrities and influencers to maintain its brand's relevance. The company embraced e-commerce and sustainability, aligning with evolving consumer preferences. Ownership stake. Arnault owns approximately 48% of LVMH through his family holding company, Groupe Arnault, along with additional shares held personally. This gives him significant control over the company. Stock price surge. Over the years, LVMH's stock price has soared due to its consistent revenue growth, profitability, and dominance in the luxury market. This appreciation has significantly contributed to Arnault's net worth. Dividend income. As a major shareholder, Arnault earned substantial dividends from LVMH's profits, further increasing his wealth. Real estate and personal investments. Luxury properties. Arnault has invested in real estate, owning several high-profile properties in Paris, New York, and other global cities. Art collection. He is an avid art collector, amassing a world-class collection of modern and contemporary art, including works by Picasso, Monet, and Basquiat. Philanthropy. Arnault has donated millions to cultural and educational initiatives, including funding for the Louis Vuitton Foundation, a museum and cultural center in Paris. CEO role. Arnault has remained actively involved in LVMH's operations, overseeing both day-to-day management and long-term strategy. Succession planning. While Arnault is now in his 70s, he has groomed his children, Antoine, Delphine, Alexander, and Frederic Arnault, to take on leadership roles within LVMH, ensuring the continuity of his legacy. Regulatory scrutiny. LVMH has faced scrutiny over its acquisitions and market dominance, but Arnault's strategic approach has ensured the company's continued growth. Net worth and legacy. As of 2025, Bernard Arnault's net worth is estimated at over $174 billion, making him one of the richest individuals in the world. His wealth is closely tied to LVMH's performance, with the company's valuation exceeding $400 billion as of 2023. Bernard Arnault's fortune is primarily derived from his ownership stake in LVMH, the world's largest luxury goods conglomerate, which he built through strategic acquisitions, visionary leadership, and a focus on brand prestige. His success is a testament to his ability to identify transformative opportunities, preserve the heritage of iconic brands, and adapt to changing consumer trends. Arnault's influence on the luxury industry and his role in shaping global consumer culture have cemented his status as one of the most powerful and wealthiest individuals in history. Warren Buffett, often referred to as the Oracle of Omaha, is one of the most successful investors in history and one of the wealthiest individuals in the world, with a net worth estimated at over $100 billion as of 2023. His fortune is primarily derived from his investments through Berkshire Hathaway, a multinational conglomerate holding company that he transformed into a powerhouse of value investing. Below is a detailed breakdown of how Warren Buffett amassed his immense wealth. Background: Warren Edward Buffett was born on August 30, 1930, in Omaha, Nebraska, to Howard Buffett, a U.S. congressman and stockbroker, and Layla Stahl Buffett. Early interest in business. Buffett displayed an extraordinary aptitude for business and investing from a young age. At 6 years old, he began buying packs of chewing gum and selling them door to door. By age 11, he purchased his first stock, 3 shares of Citi's Service Preferred, for $38 per share. As a teenager, he delivered newspapers, sold golf balls, and operated pinball machines, amassing significant savings by the time he graduated high school. Buffett attended the University of Pennsylvania's Wharton School before transferring to the University of Nebraska, where he graduated with a degree in business. He later earned a master's degree in economics from Columbia University, where he studied under Benjamin Graham, the father of value investing. Influence of Benjamin Graham. Buffett adopted Graham's principles of value investing, which focus on buying undervalued companies with strong fundamentals and holding them for the long term. Focus on companies with capable and trustworthy management. Invest in businesses with durable competitive advantages, economic moats. Buy stocks when they are trading below their intrinsic value. Be patient and think long term. These principles became the foundation of Buffett's investment strategy and contributed significantly to his success. Early investments and partnerships. After working briefly as a stockbroker and investment analyst, Buffett founded Buffett Partnership Limited in 1956, pooling money from family and friends. The partnership achieved extraordinary returns, averaging about 29.5% annually over 13 years, far outpacing the broader market. Buffett used the partnership to invest in undervalued companies, such as Sanborn Map Company and Dempster Mill Manufacturing, which he turned around for significant profits. In the early 1960s, Buffett began acquiring shares of Berkshire Hathaway, a struggling textile manufacturing company. Initially intending to liquidate the company, Buffett instead decided to use it as a vehicle for his investments. After gaining control. Over time, he transitioned Berkshire from a textile business into a diversified holding company focused on insurance, energy, railroads, and consumer goods. Building Berkshire Hathaway, the investment machine. Buffett recognized the power of float, the money insurance companies hold from premiums paid by customers before claims are settled, as a source of capital for investments. He acquired National Indemnity Company in 1967 and expanded Berkshire's insurance operations, including Geico, which became one of the largest auto insurers in the U.S. The insurance business provided Buffett with billions of dollars in low-cost capital to invest in other businesses and stocks. Over the decades, Buffett made numerous acquisitions of companies with strong brands, predictable earnings, and enduring competitive advantages. Some notable examples include See's Candies, 1972, a premium chocolate brand that demonstrated the power of pricing power and brand loyalty. The Washington Post, 1973, an investment that highlighted Buffett's ability to identify undervalued assets. Coca-Cola, 1988, Buffett invested heavily in Coca-Cola, recognizing its global brand strength and consistent profitability. BNSF Railway, 2010, a $44 billion acquisition that underscored Buffett's focus on infrastructure and essential industries. Buffett also invested in publicly traded companies, such as American Express, Apple, and Bank of America, generating substantial returns for Berkshire shareholders. Compound returns. Buffett's strategy emphasizes the power of compounding, reinvesting profits to generate exponential growth over time. Consistent performance. Under Buffett's leadership, Berkshire Hathaway has delivered an average annual return of approximately 20% since 1965, far exceeding the S&P 500's performance. Class A shares. Berkshire's Class A shares, initially priced at 19 in 1965, soared to operator 500000 per share by 2023, making them some of the most valuable stocks in the world. Ownership stake. Buffett owns approximately 16% of Berkshire Hathaway's shares, making him one of the largest individual shareholders in the company. Dividend income. While Berkshire does not pay dividends to its shareholders, the company earns billions in dividends from its equity investments, which Buffett reinvests into new opportunities. Stock price appreciation. The consistent growth of Berkshire's stock price has been the primary driver of Buffett's wealth. Philanthropy. Despite his immense wealth, Buffett is known for his frugal lifestyle and commitment to giving back. In 2006, he pledged to donate the majority of his fortune to charitable causes, primarily through the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. As of 2023, Buffett has donated over $50 billion to philanthropy, funding initiatives in global health, education, and poverty alleviation. Lifestyle. Buffett lives in the same modest home in Omaha that he purchased in 1958 for $31,500. He drives himself to work and enjoys simple pleasures like McDonald's hamburgers and cherry Coke. Leadership and legacy. CEO role. Buffett has served as CEO of Berkshire Hathaway since 1970, maintaining hands-on involvement in the company's operations and investment decisions. Succession planning. At age 93, Buffett has begun preparing for his eventual retirement, appointing Greg Abel as his successor to ensure the continuity of Berkshire's success. Influence on investing. Buffett's principles of value investing have inspired millions of investors worldwide, earning him a legendary status in the financial world. Net worth and legacy. As of 2025, Warren Buffett's net worth is estimated at over $165 billion, with the vast majority tied to his ownership stake in Berkshire Hathaway. His success is a testament to his disciplined approach to investing, long-term perspective, and ability to identify and capitalize on enduring value. Warren Buffett's fortune is primarily derived from his ownership stake in Berkshire Hathaway, which he transformed from a struggling textile company into a global conglomerate through strategic investments and acquisitions. His success is rooted in his adherence to value investing principles, focus on long-term growth, and ability to reinvest profits for exponential returns. Buffett's influence on the world of finance, coupled with his commitment to philanthropy, has cemented his legacy as one of the greatest investors and wealthiest individuals in history. Bill Gates, the co-founder of Microsoft Corporation, is one of the most influential entrepreneurs in history and one of the wealthiest individuals in the world, with a net worth estimated at over $110 billion as of 2023. His fortune is primarily derived from his role in building Microsoft into the world's largest software company, as well as his subsequent investments and philanthropic activities. Below is a detailed breakdown of how Bill Gates amassed his immense wealth. Background: William Henry Gates III was born on October 28, 1955, in Seattle, Washington, to a prominent family. His father, William H. Gates Sr., was a successful lawyer, and his mother, Mary Maxwell Gates, served on the board of directors for several organizations, including the United Way. Early interest in computers. Gates developed an early fascination with computers while attending Lakeside School, an elite private school in Seattle. At age 13, he wrote his first computer program, a tic-tac-toe game, on a General Electric computer. Along with his childhood friend Paul Allen, Gates spent countless hours programming and experimenting with computers, laying the foundation for their future partnership. Education. Gates enrolled at Harvard University in 1973 but dropped out in 1975 to focus on developing software after seeing the potential of the emerging personal computer (PC) market. Founding Microsoft. The birth of a tech giant. The idea. In 1975, Gates and Paul Allen founded Microsoft, later renamed Microsoft, to develop software for the Altair 8800, one of the first personal computers. In 1980, IBM approached Microsoft to develop an operating system for its new PC. Gates acquired a basic operating system called QDOS, Quick and Dirty Operating System, and modified it to create MS-DOS, Microsoft Disk Operating System. Microsoft licensed MS-DOS to IBM but retained ownership of the software, allowing it to license the operating system to other PC manufacturers. This decision proved to be a pivotal moment in Microsoft's growth. By the mid-1980s, Microsoft had become the dominant provider of operating systems for PCs, thanks to its licensing model and partnerships with hardware manufacturers. In 1985, Microsoft launched Windows, a graphical user interface (GUI) that made computing more accessible to the average user. Windows became the standard operating system for PCs worldwide. Software ecosystem. Under Gates' leadership, Microsoft expanded its product offerings beyond operating systems to include productivity software like Microsoft Office, which bundled applications such as Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. The integration of these products into a cohesive ecosystem solidified Microsoft's dominance in the software industry. Microsoft aggressively pursued international markets, establishing a presence in Europe, Asia, and Latin America. By the early 1990s, Microsoft was generating billions in revenue and had become a Fortune 500 company. Stock ownership and valuation growth. Initial public offering, IPO. In 1986, Microsoft went public, raising $61 million in one of the most successful tech IPOs of the time. The stock price was $21 per share at the time, and Gates owned approximately 45% of Microsoft's shares at the IPO, giving him a net worth of over $350 million. Stock price surge. Over the next 2 decades, Microsoft's stock price soared due to its consistent revenue growth, profitability, and dominance in the software market. By the late 1990s, during the height of the dot-com boom, Microsoft's market capitalization exceeded $600 billion, making it the most valuable company in the world. Gates' ownership stake in Microsoft made him the richest person in the world for many years. Leadership and innovation. CEO role. Gates served as CEO of Microsoft from its founding until 2000, when he stepped down to focus on his role as chief software architect. He remained deeply involved in the company's strategy and product development. Gates emphasized research and development, investing heavily in new technologies such as internet browsers, gaming consoles, e.g., Xbox, and cloud computing. Microsoft's ability to adapt to changing technological landscapes ensured its continued success. In the late 1990s, Microsoft faced significant regulatory scrutiny, particularly over its bundling of Internet Explorer with Windows, which was seen as anti-competitive. In 2000, a U.S. court ruled that Microsoft had violated antitrust laws, though the company avoided being broken up after a settlement. Impact on wealth. Despite these challenges, Microsoft's stock price remained resilient, and Gates' net worth continued to grow. The Giving Pledge. In 2000, Gates and his wife, Melinda French Gates, founded the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, pledging to donate the majority of their wealth to charitable causes. The foundation focuses on global health, education, and poverty alleviation, funding initiatives such as eradicating malaria, improving access to clean water, and supporting vaccine distribution. Gates began reducing his ownership stake in Microsoft in the early 2000s, selling millions of shares annually to fund his philanthropic activities. As of 2023, Gates owns less than 1% of Microsoft's shares, though his remaining stake and the appreciation of his investments continue to contribute to his wealth. Cascade Investment. Gates manages his personal wealth through Cascade Investment, a diversified holding company that invests in stocks, real estate, and private companies. Cascade has stakes in companies across industries, including agriculture, e.g., John Deere, hospitality, e.g., Four Seasons Hotels, and transportation, e.g., Canadian National Railway. Leadership transition. In 2008, Gates transitioned out of his day-to-day role at Microsoft to focus on philanthropy. He remains a technical advisor to the company and serves on its board of directors. Visionary impact. Gates' leadership transformed Microsoft into a cornerstone of the tech industry, influencing everything from personal computing to enterprise software. His bold, forward-thinking approach has left a lasting legacy in Silicon Valley. Net worth and legacy. As of 2025, Bill Gates' net worth is estimated at over $164 billion, with the vast majority derived from his ownership stake in Microsoft, as well as his investments and business ventures. His success is a testament to his ability to identify transformative opportunities, execute bold strategies, and adapt to changing technological landscapes. Bill Gates' fortune is primarily derived from his ownership stake in Microsoft, which he co-founded in 1975 and built into the world's largest software company. His wealth has been further amplified by Microsoft's dominance in the tech industry, strategic innovations, and steady stock price growth. Gates' visionary leadership, aggressive business tactics, and focus on innovation have made him one of the wealthiest and most influential figures in the history of technology. Additionally, his commitment to philanthropy through the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation has cemented his legacy as a global leader in addressing humanity's greatest challenges. Larry Page, the co-founder of Google, now part of Alphabet Incorporated, is one of the most influential entrepreneurs in the tech industry and one of the wealthiest individuals in the world, with a net worth estimated at over $100 billion as of 2023. His fortune is primarily derived from his ownership stake in Alphabet, the parent company of Google, which he co-founded with Sergey Brin in 1998. Below is a detailed breakdown of how Larry Page amassed his immense wealth. Background: Lawrence Edward Page was born on March 26, 1973, in Lansing, Michigan. His father, Carl Page, was a computer science professor, and his mother, Gloria Page, was a teacher. Growing up in an academic environment, Page developed a strong interest in technology and innovation from an early age. Page attended the University of Michigan, where he earned a bachelor's degree in engineering with a focus on computer engineering. He later pursued a PhD in computer science at Stanford University, where he met Sergey Brin, his future co-founder of Google. Founding Google, the birth of a search engine giant. While at Stanford, Page became fascinated by the idea of organizing information on the internet. His research focused on analyzing the structure of the web and understanding how pages were linked to one another. In 1996, Page began working on a project called Backrub, which analyzed the relationships between websites using backlinks. This concept laid the foundation for what would become Google's revolutionary PageRank algorithm. Page collaborated with Sergey Brin, and together they refined the Backrub system into a more robust search engine. In 1998, they officially launched Google, a play on the word Google, representing the number 1 followed by 100 zeros, as a way to organize the vast amount of information on the internet. Google quickly gained popularity among Stanford students and faculty for its fast and accurate search results. The founders moved their operations out of their dorm rooms and into a garage in Menlo Park, California, with the help of an initial investment of $100,000 from Sun Microsystems co-founder Andy Bechtolsheim. Scaling Google, innovation and expansion. Google's innovative algorithms and user-friendly interface set it apart from competitors like Yahoo and Alta Vista. By the early 2000s, Google had become the dominant search engine globally. The company's mission, to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful, guided its rapid expansion into new areas. In 2000, Google introduced AdWords, a self-service advertising platform that allowed businesses to display targeted ads alongside search results. AdWords revolutionized online advertising and became the primary driver of Google's revenue growth. Page and Brin pursued strategic acquisitions to expand Google's capabilities, including YouTube, 2006, a $1.65 billion acquisition that transformed Google into a leader in online video. Android, 2005, a $50 million acquisition that positioned Google as a major player in the mobile operating system market. DoubleClick, 2007, a $3.1 billion acquisition that strengthened Google's advertising ecosystem. Going public, Google's IPO in August 2004, Google went public, raising $1.67 billion in one of the most anticipated tech IPOs in history. The stock price was set at $85 per share. Page and Brin retained significant control over the company by issuing two classes of shares: Class A shares for public investors and Class B shares with 10 times the voting power for insiders. At the time of the IPO, Page owned approximately 16% of Google's shares, giving him a net worth of over $3.8 billion. As Google's stock price soared, so did Page's wealth. Leadership and vision. Page served as Google's CEO from its founding until 2001, when he stepped aside to bring in professional management. However, he resumed the role in 2011, replacing Eric Schmidt. Under his leadership, Google expanded into new industries, including artificial intelligence, autonomous vehicles, and life sciences. Under his leadership, Google expanded into new industries, including artificial intelligence, autonomous vehicles, and life sciences. Formation of Alphabet. In 2015, Page restructured Google into Alphabet Incorporated, a holding company designed to oversee Google and its diverse portfolio of subsidiaries, such as Waymo, self-driving cars, Calico, life extension research, and Verily, healthcare technology. As of 2023, Page owns approximately 6% of Alphabet's shares, including a significant portion of Class B shares with enhanced voting rights. Alphabet's stock price has grown exponentially since its IPO, driven by its dominance in search, advertising, cloud computing, and emerging technologies. The company's market capitalization exceeded $1 trillion in 2020, further boosting Page's net worth. Focus on innovation and long-term thinking. Page has always been passionate about pursuing ambitious, long-term projects that push the boundaries of technology. Examples include Waymo, developing self-driving cars to revolutionize transportation. DeepMind, advancing artificial intelligence through cutting-edge research. Page believes in solving global challenges through technology, such as improving healthcare, reducing carbon emissions, and expanding access to information. Page has pledged to donate the majority of his wealth to charitable causes, though he has been less active in philanthropy compared to other tech billionaires like Bill Gates or Mark Zuckerberg. Page has invested in ventures outside of Alphabet, including startups in aerospace, renewable energy, and biotechnology. Impact on technology. Page's leadership transformed Google into a global powerhouse, reshaping industries such as search, advertising, mobile technology, and artificial intelligence. His focus on innovation and long-term thinking has left a lasting legacy in the tech world. Net worth and legacy. As of 2025, Larry Page's net worth is estimated at over $154 billion, with the vast majority tied to his ownership stake in Alphabet. His success is a testament to his ability to identify transformative opportunities, execute bold strategies, and adapt to changing technological landscapes. Subscribe, share, and like for more informative videos.